Hello everyone, I'm Harvey and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I finished 4th overall and 1st in England in the 2021 season in FPL, and I would like to share some tips and tricks to help you along your FPL journey. Let's dive straight into it. So looking back at my game week 15 points, so I got 62, which was 12 above the average. Conser, I got an 8-pointer, so clean sheet and 2 bonus. That was very welcomed by me. Because I was expecting it because it was Southampton at home, but yeah, Aston Villa sometimes find a way to concede a goal. Obviously Palmer was the carrier of this game week really. He got the 18-pointer, 2 goals and 1 assist against Spurs away. Quite lucky really because both the goals were penalties, but I'm not going to complain, and yeah, he was basically the saviour of this game week really. So the rest of the team basically blanked apart from Nuri, but there's only a 4-pointer because he conceded 2 goals against West Ham away, but he did come up with an assist, which was nice. But yeah, apart from that, it's all pretty blank. So Saka, my vice captain, I was tempted to captain him in my previous video, but yeah, I went with Palmer in the end just purely because he loves that fixture, Spurs away. And yeah, Chelsea normally call it 3-point lane, so yeah, they got 3 points again, and he did actually get 2 goals and an assist in the end, but Saka actually blanked against Fulham away. Fulham a great defence actually this season, so that's why I might not go for Salah captain next week, because obviously Liverpool got Fulham at home. But yeah, I made the right captaincy choice. And apart from that, obviously the Everton and Liverpool game was called off because of Storm Dara, so I had to captain someone else instead. But obviously Gabriel, he's injured at the moment. There's no real update from Arteta apart from that it's a hamstring injury, and he might be back for the weekend. But yeah, you never know with Arteta because he doesn't give you concrete news. So if you have him, he's sort of a don't buy, don't sell player at the moment. Because when he does play for Arsenal, he's not going to come off the bench. So if you put him in your team, then obviously you can also sub out for one of your other defenders, but that relies on you having defensive cover. But yeah, hopefully he starts against Everton, but yeah, that's wishful thinking probably. But yeah, in terms of the next week, obviously the team looks actually quite good. Lots of home fixtures. Obviously I'll reveal my team selection in the next part of the video, but yeah, if Gabriel doesn't actually feature against Everton at home, then obviously I've got either Conser or Lewis Hall coming on, who both have green fixtures. So in my case, I'm going to play Gabriel and not sell him, but I can understand if you want to upgrade him to a Trent or a Van Dijk for this week, if you don't have any bench cover. But if you do, I would hold on for one more week with Gabriel. But yeah, in terms of the rest of the team, obviously Cunha has been disappointing since I brought him in against Bournemouth at home. He's got 2 and 1 points, so yeah, very disappointing for his price tag of 7.1 now. And after these next 2 favourable fixtures, I'm looking to move him on probably when he reaches Man United at home. Strand Larsen might be the transfer out this week, as you'll see in the next part of the video, but yeah, the Wolves double up in terms of the attack is just terrible at the moment, so yeah, I need to veer away from that. But yeah, that's the team really. An average game week, obviously I've got another green arrow to inside the top 500k, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah, we keep going. So looking at my team for this week, for game week 16, which is a Saturday afternoon deadline actually. It's normally a morning because it's a 12:30 kickoff, but yeah, not this week. So yeah, as I said in the previous part of the video, I've got a lot of home fixtures this week. So as you can see, pretty much my whole 11, yeah, actually all 11 players are playing at home at the moment, so that's good. And they're all quite favourable fixtures. So to start off with, obviously Rara in goal. He's obviously going to start this week because Valdemarson isn't a playing goalkeeper, so I don't have much choice there. Gabriel, hopefully he's okay for Everton at home, but I think that Arteta wouldn't risk him against Everton at home, even if he is fit, because obviously he's been out for I think a week and a half now. So yeah, obviously Hall might come on if that is the case, and Leicester at home isn't the worst fixture in the world, obviously. So Yeah, either way, I'm happy with the decision to keep Gabriel this week. Yeah, as I said in the previous part of the video, if you do have Gabriel and you don't have any bench cover, obviously it's a different situation, but luckily I've got Hall and Konsa on my bench that can come on if need be. Nuri, obviously Ipswich at home is a great fixture, so he's nailed for the starting 11 this week. Obviously I've brought in Alexander Arnold last week ahead of the Storm Dara, so that was a bit of a wasted transfer for last week, but yeah, for the foreseeable future he's going to be in the team. So yeah, he comes in for this week. Cliver, obviously I brought him in last week as well. A bit disappointing, came off in the 60 something minute I believe against Ipswich away, so he actually came off in the 62nd minute I believe, when it eventually loads. So yeah, in terms of expected minutes, he's not great going forward, but he is the penalty taker for Bournemouth and he's actually more attacking than the likes of Semenyo at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too distressed about him, and the fixtures coming up aren't that bad, so yeah, he's going to stay in the team for the foreseeable future. Obviously Palmer's the captain this week on paper. I'm torn between him, Salah and Saka, even ISAK actually, but I just think Brentford are awful away and their defence are pretty fragile at the moment, so yeah, he's got the armband at the moment. Salah, obviously a lot of people would go for him, so technically Palmer's a little bit of a differential, even though he's really highly owned. I think he's reached 61% now. So yeah, if you want to go Salah, by all means go for it. But I think Fulham away from home are the second best away from home team this season, or something like that. So yeah, I think Salah's probably my third option for this week. Obviously Saka's second. He's got the vice on paper. Midweek against Monaco, he got 2 goals and 1 assist, so that would have been a massive haul in FPL, but obviously Champions League is different to the Premier League. But yeah, obviously Everton at home, I think Arsenal will run rampant against Everton. They're just an awful defence this season, and compared to last season, they're just way off it. So yeah, I can see that being a 3-4-0 to Arsenal, and Saka chipping in with a goal or assist. So he's got the vice captain armband, but yeah, obviously Palmer's the captain for this week. It's up to your discretion really who you go for, but I think Palmer's the best captaincy option on paper, then Saka, then Salah, then ISAK. But yeah, I think with forwards, I think they have to offer a lot more than the midfielders in order to captain them, and for me, I think Palmer offers a lot more than ISAK for this week. Obviously, if the fixtures were different, where ISAK had Leicester at home and Palmer had Man United away, then obviously, or Man City away, then obviously I'd favour ISAK for that captaincy shout. But yeah, for this week, I'm going Palmer. Cunha, obviously, he's still in the team. He's got 2 more weeks to prove himself, and then he will be leaving the team when the fixtures turn for Wolves. I think they start at Man United at home and then Spurs away, and then yeah, look at that sea of red and even dark red or purple, whatever colour you want to call that, with the Arsenal and Liverpool fixtures. But yeah, for the next 2 fixtures, he's obviously going to stay. And you'll notice that I have sold Strand Larsen for ISAK this week. I had 3.9 million, I believe, in the bank. So I've got 0.8 left after making this move, and this was always the plan, even before he scored 8 points against Brentford away. But yeah, Strand Larsen came off in the 63rd minute, I believe, against West Ham away midweek on Monday. And yeah, I actually made this move the night before just because I don't want Strand Larsen anymore, although he gave me that brace a few game weeks back. Yeah, he's left the team because I think Cunha's a better asset, although recently he hasn't proved it. I think obviously he's on penalties, set pieces, and I think he offers more attacking threat, even though Strand Larsen has scored more in the last 3 game weeks. So that's why I kept Cunha over Strand Larsen. And yeah, ISAK is in. I think that team looks beautiful on paper. So yeah, I made the move for ISAK. And you also notice that there's an assistant manager chip that's been introduced this week. Just to cut a long story short, it's basically you get to pick a manager for 3 game weeks, and then obviously they get points for goals and if the team wins. And obviously if you pick a sort of low quality manager, like for example a Gary O'Neill for Wolves, then I think you get rewarded bonus points if they beat a team that's 5 places or more above them. So yeah, obviously that will be introduced from game week 23 onwards, I believe, so you don't have to worry about it now. But yeah, it's a nice addition. I think it's a little bit like Marmite at the moment, because some people love it and some people hate it. Yeah, but for me, I think it's a decent addition to the game, and yeah, I'll be playing that later on in the season, obviously when it's available. But yeah, just to make you aware that chip's in play, not for this week, but yeah, in the future. And obviously my last player that I haven't mentioned is João Pedro. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine holding him for the foreseeable future. Again, Brighton have got decent fixtures coming up, certainly in the next 3. And then beyond that, obviously Aston Villa away and Arsenal home aren't great. But after that, if you see past that, it's actually quite decent. The only real difficult fixture on paper is Man City away and maybe Chelsea at home until game week 37. So I think João Pedro is a long-term hold for me. Even if he doesn't get many points, he's just a great enabler and allows you to spread the money around a little bit more. Obviously, the bench, Morgan Rogers, Forest away. Forest are probably top 5 defences this season, so I can't see him get returns against Forest, but that's probably famous last words. Obviously, Lewis Hall, as I've discussed, is on my bench, and should Gabriel be injured, he'll come on automatically. And then obviously Constance last on my bench. If I did have a playing goalkeeper like Fabianski, I think this bench would be a bench boostable this week. But yeah, obviously I've got Valdemarson, who's absolutely not going to play ahead of Flecken, so yeah, I'm not going to bench boost. I'm going to save it until a double game week probably later on in the season. But yeah, that's the team for this week. Thank you for watching this episode. If you could please like, subscribe and comment on what I should do next, that would be great. See you in the next one.